In 1961, a young activist named Herb Sturz took on the issue of lower-income people awaiting trial in jail cells for weeks, often months, simply because they could not afford bail. His work led, for the first time in its history, to real bail reform in New York City, and catching the attention of United States Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy culminated in the founding of the Vera Institute of Justice, which, together with dozens of offspring agencies, has been tackling impediments to justice ever since.
Soon after graduating from college, I came to New York City and very soon discovered this place called the Vera Institute of Justice. Got an entry-level job there, and it transformed my life. To be very direct about it, I would not be where I am today without Vera. So when I came to John Jay, I realized that I had the possibility to create here that same experience for these students at John Jay.
There was Jeremy, who had this idea of, hey, how about a partnership with Vera? How about their students? Could they play a real role in strengthening John Jay and at the same time strengthening Vera? The answer is yes.
And the opportunity for the students was this: an innovative fellowship program whereby students would have an entire year with the same professors who represent different disciplines and a paid internship at one of the Vera spin-off agencies or even at the Vera Institute of Justice itself.
I'm a Vera Fellow at the Center for Alternative Sentencing and Employment Services. And what I do is I work with students who are either at risk or who've been court involved in some capacity.
So I worked at FedCap, previously known as WildCap. They focus on helping particularly recently released offenders. And there's components like race and gender, which I never really thought of.
I think I always had this conflict within myself as like, how am I gonna be like a woman, right, that goes to college who is of Arab descent, of Muslim descent. I think what Vera did was like, Abby Stein, Professor Watterson, Professor Wright, they were just kind of like, they didn't even ask, which program I wanted to do. They were just kind of like, we're gonna throw you in Safe Horizon.
Now we have 2 professors in the classroom in the seminar with 10 students. That's an incredible ratio. We are there to discuss and to explore and to contest. And then you get an opportunity to match it against what actually happens in real life settings.
Having a class on structural violence, then we can explain or see how structural violence has affected the people that we work with.
Every Thursday morning I looked forward to my 10:30 class at Vera, and you were just like pumped every time.
Somebody is talking about immigration, violence, LGBTQ rights. It's being in that room and seeing so much knowledge.
After my experience with the Vera Fellowship, I decided that it was the best option and choice for me to go to Cambridge University. I did my master's MPhil dissertation focusing on the conditions that women lived in prison in Ireland. So I'm currently working on projects in South Asia and Middle East.
I was offered a great position in Egypt where I can go and study people who are living in Sinai, which is where ISIS is fighting north of, people who live in clans in these mountains.
And so here we are, 10 years later, 10 students a year, 100 people have gone through the Vera Fellows program, have seen justice reform up close, and are carrying those lessons and that experience and that inspiration with them wherever they go.
I carry that with me all the time, those mentors that have helped me in so many ways.
From my whole John Jay experience, I would recommend Vera for anyone.